Hello friends, it's Evelyn here once more. Welcome back to the channel and to another beautiful day. Just look at this absolutely beautiful blue sky. But as usual, when the weather is like this, out come the lawnmowers. So today you've got a voiceover. And look at these roses, which are now blooming. Today we are going to take those blocks that you hopefully made last week and create some new t-shirts for our vintage casual spring and summer wardrobe. I'm really excited about these t-shirts and I know you're going to be too. If you haven't made your block yet, yes, there's a card at the top of the screen, but now let's go get sewing. To create your dolman sleeve tops today, you will need your all-in-one sleeve block pattern from last week's video, your pattern making supplies, and some stretch fabric. To begin, I am firstly going to raise the neckline on my front block. To do so, I am grabbing some scrap pattern paper and placing it behind the pattern, taping it in place like so. Grabbing my back bodice piece, I then lined it up at the outer neckline point and along the centre of the patterns to enable me to trace my neckline in like so. To pattern draft our turtleneck pattern piece, we are going to begin by measuring the front and back necklines of our pattern like so. And here a tape measure or a flexible ruler like this can be really handy. Add your front neckline and back neckline measurements together. This measurement is going to be the length of your turtleneck pattern piece. We are using 100% of this measurement today because we don't want this piece to be too tight around our neck and we want the garment to be able to fit over our heads. The width of this pattern piece is going to be twice your desired finished neckline width. I have chosen to have my turtleneck be 1 inch wide when it's finished, so my pattern piece is 2 inches wide. This piece will need to be cut on the fold, remembering that we only used half the measurement of the front neckline and half the measurement of the back neckline to draft it. It also has no seam allowance, so you need to remember to add this around the pattern while you're cutting out. When working with stretch fabrics, it's important to ensure that the direction of stretch goes around the body. So when cutting out your pattern pieces, be sure to ensure that this is the case. To create your mock turtleneck, you are going to cut out one of your turtleneck pieces on the fold, one of your front pieces on the fold, cutting at a 3/4 sleeve line, and the same for your back piece. To begin constructing your turtleneck, place your front and back pieces right sides together and pin all along the upper and lower sleeve seams, from neckline edges to sleeve edges, and from sleeve edges all the way round and down to the waistline. Over on your machine, stitch these lower and upper sleeve seams using a wide zigzag in order to maintain stretch in your garment. Now it's time to construct our turtleneck collar, beginning firstly by placing the short sides, right sides together and pinning them in place. Taking the piece over to the machine, we are going to sew that short seam with a wide zigzag. Take this newly formed circle of fabric and fold it in half on itself widthways, encasing the seam that you just created. Pin it in place and stitch using a wide zigzag as close to the raw edge as possible, effectively basting your collar in place. Now pin the collar onto your garment. Ensure that the garment is facing right side up and place the collar over the garment with the basted stitching on the collar to the top of the garment, meeting the garment's raw neckline edge. Firstly, pin the seam of the collar piece to the centre back of your garment. You can find the centre back point by folding your garment in half with the shoulder seams meeting at the centre. Then evenly distribute the rest of the collar around your garment's neckline, stretching the layers together to do so neatly and cleanly. Over on the machine, sew the collar in place using a wide zigzag, stretching the fabric to ensure no puckers or pleats form around the neckline. Now all there is left to do is hem your sleeves and your waistline. I do so by simply folding in the hem allowance to the inside of the garment and top stitching in place with a narrow zigzag. For the sleeves, I find it easiest to pin these in place before stitching, as this is quite a narrow opening and pinning can make this much easier. To begin, let's draft our cuffs and waistband, starting with the cuffs. To draft our cuff piece, begin by measuring both wrists of your front and back bodice pieces, adding both of those measurements together. The length of your cuff pattern piece will be 80% of this measurement. The width will be twice what you want the finished cuff to measure. Remember that this pattern piece doesn't have any seam allowance, so you'll have to add seam allowance all the way around when you cut this piece out. I am then going to draft my waistband pattern piece in exactly the same way, beginning by measuring the waist on my front and back pattern pieces and adding these two measurements together. The length of my waistband pattern piece will be 80% of this measurement. The width of the piece will be twice my desired finish width, and this piece will be cut on the fold. This Dolman top will also have a boat neck neckline, so it's now time to draw in that style line. To do so, firstly find the shoulder points on your front and back patterns and come inwards towards the neckline by 1.5 inches, making a mark. Next, join this point to the neckline edge at centre front and centre back with a shallow curve like so, drawing in your boat neckline. When cutting out these pattern pieces, remember to always add hem allowance at your necklines and hemlines, including your sleeves. To create your boat neck cuffed and waistbanded top, you are going to cut out 2 cuffs, 1 waistband, 1 front cut on the fold and 1 back cut on the fold. To begin making your pink dolman top, start by folding in your hem allowance at your necklines to the wrong side of the fabric and top stitch in place using a narrow zigzag. Now place your front and back pieces right sides together and pin your upper and lower sleeve seams from neckline to wrist and from wrist to waistline like so, and then get sewing. Now it's time to create our cuff and waistband pieces by using the same method we used to create our mock turtleneck, beginning by pinning the short sides together and stitching them in place like so to create circular pieces. Turn these circular pieces right sides out and then fold them in half wrong sides together to create your little cuffs and your waistband. Pin them in place and then take them over to the machine and stitch as close to the edge as you can with a wider zigzag. Basting the cuffs and waistband in place like this makes it much easier to attach them to our garment. Using a wider zigzag stitch here also helps us to retain more stretch in the fabric. We are then going to use the same technique as we used with our turtleneck to install our cuffs and our waistband, placing the waistband over the waist piece and the cuffs over the sleeve like so. Pin the cuffs and then the waistband in place, ensuring that the basted edge of the cuffs and waistband is upwards, meeting the raw edge of your garment. Pin the cuffs and waistband in place, ensuring an even distribution across the garment. You will have to stretch the waistband and the cuffs in order to do so, because remember, these were drafted at 80% of the garment's full size. This is to ensure a cinched in look. Over on the machine, it's time to stitch those cuffs and waistband in place, using a wide zigzag in order to retain as much stretch as possible. And now it's time for the reveal. I absolutely love how these tops turned out, and they have already become staples in my wardrobe. In fact, I may have made another 4 of these tops already. I hope you love them just as much as I do. The neckline on the turtleneck ended up being a lot looser and wider than I anticipated, and this is a great reason why it's a good idea to make some mock-ups. However, I absolutely love the effect of this looser neckline, and I'm definitely going to keep it. And just for your viewing pleasure, here are those roses beginning to bloom. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I absolutely loved creating these tops, and I can't wait to see what you guys create. Please, as always, let me know how you get on in the comments below. And as always, a huge thank you to all of you for continuing to support me. But until next week, take care friends. Bye bye.